Welcome to Productions Uno. I am Lopena
I'm ARNULFO ORGAS Jr.
and we are your hosts for today. For today's podcast episode, we will talk about overexploitation of fisheries and destruction of coral reefs.
Well, to add up on that, according to climatehotmap.org, our country lies within a coral triangle, which makes the coral reefs of our country the second largest in Southeast Asia, covering 10,000 square miles, which includes more than 75% of all coral species and 35% of the world's coral reefs. However, 98% of Philippines' reef are classified as threatened, with 70% at high or very high risk, which is very sad.
A little bit about our topic for today. Did you know that insects, oysters, and crayfish, and other tasty seafoods you can think of are being overexploited? This means that the sea creatures are being threatened to endangerment and may have a risk of extinction. Wow, if we're not careful enough, we might just say goodbye to all the marine life resources. Anyway, I invited a few guest speakers and take note, these are engineers, so very special guests to our podcast to make knowledgeable chica for us today.
Hello to our viewers. Let me tell you some details about our topic. Overexploitation is defined as the overuse of wild animal and plant species by people. Here in the Philippines, overfishing has become a detrimental issue. More than half of the primary source of protein consumed by Filipinos today comes from seafood. Through fishery businesses, this high demand contributes to the ongoing overfishing problems. The Philippines' fisheries provide a wealth of advantages to the local population and economy. Fisheries, however, also have a negative effect on the ecology and aquatic resources. We've listed some factors that causes this, and it will be discussed right away.
Let's have Engineer ZAPATA to give us information on what causes these issues.
Nowadays, we can deny that more and more causes of coral reef destruction and overexploitation of fisheries are still recurrent. This includes warming waters, pollution, ocean acidification, overfishing, and human behavior. Pollution is one major problem we have constantly faced until today. All the harmful materials from factories, industries, and activities created by man affect our environment. Water is being contaminated by chemicals, making those flowing waters dirty and not safe.
Rightful engineer Zapata, if people only know the magnitude of their actions, then maybe they wouldn't be like that, right? So to our next guest speaker, Engineer RICAMATA and Engineer FELIX. Hello engineers, can you tell us about your knowledge about the topic?
Coral reefs also protect coastlines from storms and erosion. It is where the fishes breed, and it also provides jobs for local communities. But despite that, warming waters, pollution, ocean acidification, overfishing, and physical destruction are killing coral reefs around the world. Destructive fishing, pollution that came from land, like trash, plastic bags, bottles, and discarded fishing gear, are some examples that damage or worse, kill our coral reefs.
Overfishing and the destructions of coral reefs have been major issues in many nations, including the Philippines. I want to start by talking to you about the consequences of overfishing in the Philippines. Two of the causes, as my group mates previously stated, number one are the exponential development of the human population, and number two is the excessive use of the marine ecosystems living in the resources in the Philippines in order to meet the country's food demand. Another issue is the ineffective management of our fisheries, which results from a lack of management and appropriate governmental legislations. The laws and regulations in place at the moment have been shown to be ineffective at bringing fishing capacity under control.
Alright, now that we already knew what are the causes or what causes this issue, it is about time for us to know what exactly are the effects of overexploitation and destruction of coral reefs in our country and the entire world. We have here Engineer MONTOJO, Engineer ZAMORA, and Engineer HICBAN to give us some knowledge about the effects of these issues.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Here are 4 key effects of overfishing and coral reef destruction. 1. Nearshore habitats serve as nurseries for many fish. catching young fish in nets removed them before they could even replenish the population. 2. Traps set too close and marine debris such as ghost traps, lost nets, monofilament, and lines could damage coral reefs which may take a long time to recover. 3. Use of non-selective gears such as nets and traps often removes more herbivorous fish. These fish eat algae and their absence could lead to algal overgrowth. And lastly, 4. Large fish produce more young that are likely to survive to adulthood. Their absence, on the other hand, means fish population could dwindle over time.
Additional to the information given, overfishing can impact the ocean ecosystem. Large fishes are in danger of overfishing, and these fishes are typically the prey. Eliminating them from the ocean can negatively impact the food chain in the temple. A lot of species of fishes can die because of ecological imbalance. Overfishing can also lead to unintentional trapping of other species in the marine ecosystem. When the traps are set in the ocean, other sea creatures can be trapped and caught in the nets.
There are many explainable reasons in effect if coral reefs may vanish, such as 25% of marine life will lose their habitat and coastlines will take a battering. Coral reefs are known as the rainforests of the sea. For a reason, while covering less than 1% of the ocean, they offer critical habitat for 25% of all marine species. As well, over 1 million different species that live in and rely on coral reefs all around the planet. The reef offers crucial food, habitat, and breeding sites for these organisms, ensuring the survival of their species. If their habitats vanish, marine biodiversity will suffer greatly.
If marine life is at cost here, maybe our next speaker can share with us solutions for the topic. Engineer AGALOOS, CABANGANGAN, and TABAO. Hello there, engineers.
We are using our natural resources as if we had two planets, not one. There can be no plan B because there is no planet B. This quote by Ban Ki-moon makes us realize how humans are too dependent on our natural resources. And if it becomes depleted, we have no way in surviving in our world. Depending on our natural resources is inevitable. Nevertheless, abusing them and using methods that destroy our environment is too much. Our country's citizens are using illegal methods in order to catch large number of fishes, like the use of dynamite, cyanide fishing, and other more. Fishing reforms and overfishing education must be done by our government in order to inform our country's citizens about the consequences of overfishing and how illegal methods of fishing leads to the destruction of coral reefs.
The world's oceans are so big that we thought for a very long time that there was nothing humans could do to hurt them. Now we are facing an imminent and global collapse of our fisheries, projected to happen as early as 2048. That's the result of overfishing, wasteful fishing practices, and massive overconsumption. One of the solutions that we can do to stop overfishing is creating more marine protected areas. Currently, less than 2% of our world's oceans are protected in marine parks, and less than 1% of our oceans are protected from any kind of fishing.
The marine environment is a vital resource for life on Earth. Marine ecosystems perform a number of key environmental functions. They regulate the climate, prevent erosion, accumulate and distribute solar energy, absorb carbon dioxide, and maintain biological control. Coral reef fish are a significant food source for over 1 billion people worldwide. Many coastal and island communities depend on coral reef fisheries for their economic, social, and cultural benefits. But too much of a good thing can be bad for coral reefs. So as a solution, we should educate ourselves on local fishing rules and regulations. Remember to only take what you need. Catch and release fish that you don't plan to eat. Be a responsible aquarium owner and know where your fish come from, and do not release unwanted fish into the wild. Again, there is no planet E that we can inhabit. We must understand the processes of the natural world in which we live and use its resources wisely in order to sustain life on Earth.
Thank you to our engineers who spent time with us and shared their knowledge about our today's topic, the overexploitation and destruction of coral reefs. Let us all be reminded that Mother Earth does not need us, but we humans need Mother Earth, our one and only home. So let's do our part in helping our environment be healed and restored. Thank you everyone and have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.